content is for informational and educational purposes only. You should not construe any such information or other material as legal, tax, investment, financial, or other advice. Nothing contained here constitutes a solicitation, recommendation, endorsement, or offer to buy or sell any securities or other financial instruments whatsoever by Draper Goren Blockchain, aka DGB, the presenter, or other associated parties for the content being provided. Please do your own due diligence and seek proper counsel.
Boom.
Morning.
What is up? It's a good day. Hanging with the crew. We'll see. Hopefully, Zuda or Coop or anyone else may join us. But
what happened with Zuda? He was here for like 100 in a row, basically. Like he was here for like 50 or something.
He's a mystery man, you know. He's just maybe he's busy. We'll see. I'll text him. But it's let me jump into the thing. Welcome to the DGB Hang number 101. We don't have a specific agenda today, so we're having the family hang. We'll talk about blockchain, crypto, all that stuff. But if you are an early stage founder, if you're somebody interested in meeting early stage founders, if you want to hang, go to dgb.vc, sign up for the newsletter, and join us there. Rankin.
Good morning.
What did you do to Bitcoin?
What do you mean? It came back up?
What did you do that made it go down first?
Not my fault.
You didn't sell everything?
I don't know. You know, I try everything I can to do like good social media out there for Bitcoin or for ETH. I don't know.
It says ETH is up 10% in the last 24 hours.
Oh,
Bitcoin is up 7.8% in the last 24
I don't,
hours.
I at this point I just don't know anymore.
I know why it's going back up. We have a rate cut coming, quantitative easing. There's talk of a new Fed chairman, when he's going to get in, when he was named. Vanguard is allowing their customers to buy ETFs.
Vanguard's
like $11 trillion. Yeah, that's all pretty huge stuff. And then the Fusaka upgrade tomorrow for Ethereum, I believe.
Let's hope that goes well. Knock on wood.
Yeah, knock on wood. Let's see what happens. But that's why it's been down, up. But if you look at the charts, if we're looking at technical analysis, I don't think it looks. I mean, I could go either way with it.
Yeah, I can too. I really my biggest thing is the ETH to BTC ratio.
Yeah,
and it's just like ETH really hasn't been doing a whole lot against Bitcoin.
Although dominance dropped and Bitcoin dominance dropped to a point where it signals potential alt season sometimes.
That would be great.
Where we're at with that chart, it would make sense.
There's been a lot of talk about alt season coming in January.
We'll see.
So we'll be seeing. We'll see.
I saw. I told you this yesterday, Rankin, and I know he's like you know, almost at the level of a Michael Saylor, has to be super bullish all the time. So you have to take it with a grain of salt. But I saw that Thomas Lee said that January will see Bitcoin all-time highs.
That's true. He also said ETH would be at 20,000 by the end of the year. He said that like 6 months ago.
If he's a month off, we'll forgive him.
Yeah, we'll forgive him.
Right.
But to me, the chart looks like the fundamentals aren't there. It looks like there's like the trend is, it's not. So like you want to go on trends more than the news. And
yeah,
I don't know. To me, it looks like we're trending downward.
No,
we have to close a week at like 117 to signal a bullish, like things were bullish again. It's pretty bearish on a technical level.
Yeah, no, for sure.
I don't know. I never look at the charts.
I look at them a lot. That's the only way I've done anything.
Yeah. We should hold on. We should probably look at some charts.
Rankin, you want to show some charts?
Yeah.
The charts I do look at. The charts I do look at is kind of the opposite of what Nathan just said. I look at Lunar Crush and I look at the social and stuff like that, and that's the only thing. But I will say that I don't buy and sell and I don't trade. So like if I buy, it's like forever. right? Or at least that's
Yeah.
how I look at it in my head. So it also means I don't panic when stuff like this happens, because I'm just like all in, and I've let go of the worry day to day. The part that worries me actually is what it means to the rest of the world. Like, if we're celebrating in January, that means the money printing, all of that stuff is happening most likely, which to me is scary, right? Like, it's good for us and the subset of our friends and family and people who maybe got into our space or hold a little Bitcoin in savings or something like that. But it's not necessarily good for day-to-day life. Like, people who don't have assets, right, are going to end up paying significantly more for their groceries and gas and everything else. And that's going to be a bad thing, right? Like, it's a short-term thing. It's kind of like when you see the news and they're like, unemployment's at an all-time high, the stock market's up, the economy is great. And it's like, wait a second, you just said that unemployment is an all-time high. How can the economy be great? And you're like, because it's great for a certain group of people. And the measurement doesn't really make sense for people.
Well, that's one of the dangerous parts of the whole like rich dad, poor dad ethos of like creating cash flow with your assets and living off the cash flow. If the cash gets devalued to the point where it's worthless, then that system fails also. And you still hold the assets, but you'd have to cash in the assets for worthless.
The assets should inflate also, which means you might get more cash flow, maybe. The problem is people who just earn a paycheck, right? Like, everybody. It's like, oh man, people are earning when they do have jobs more than ever, but it's not keeping up with inflation, right? Like, it's not even close.
Yeah. This is why I'm such a big proponent of decentralized liquidity pools, right? Is because now, instead of owning real estate and sticking your money in a piece of real estate that then pays you cash that's losing value, you can take an asset like Bitcoin or ETH, put it into a concentrated liquidity pool, and earn more ETH and Bitcoin instead of earning dollars, right? You can do it and earn dollars too if you want. But now the thing is, the fact that you have financial tools, I see a future where all assets are tokenized, and now you can provide those tokenized assets up as liquidity. And in a world where you can provide your assets up as liquidity, you can derive more value by the trading fees that go through that liquidity. Now you're earning more of those assets. So imagine tokenizing your Tesla stock. And instead of just earning dollars, I can earn both Tesla stock and dollars based off the trading volume that's going through. Similar to options. Like, I have buddies who trade options, but they're just making cash flow and they're earning dollars. And I'm like, I guess some people want more dollars. But over time, if you just continue to accumulate dollars, they lose value. So, the nice thing is, if you can earn both, why not? And it's a great thing. So some promising things, so we did have a short signal, at least. So I follow, if anybody's curious of what we're looking at, these lines right here, the green represents the 50-day moving average. Oh, sorry. On this one, it looks like it's different. We have, so on the green line, we have a 50-day moving average. On the red line, this is a 100-day moving average. And then the blue line is the 200-day moving average, right? So a lot of times people look at these in different increments. I like
this is Ethereum.
This is Ethereum. So if we look, this is usually a bear case scenario when your 50-day crosses the 200-day moving average.
That's what I've been looking at.
That's bad. That's usually a bad indicator. And that's what we call the death cross. And if you notice, there was a signal that says short right here. That is typically the signal to short the market because there's a downward trend.
Yeah.
And so what's interesting is we did go down, but we saw support right here at this level. So this is encouraging. If we can continue to maintain this support line and not go further down than this, we have a possibility of going back up over time, right? It's going to take time because this 50-day moving average has to be able to curve around. So eventually this has to get back above the 200-day moving average. The problem is if this doesn't get back above this 200-day moving average, this line will never go back and cross it. And then what happens is you get this continued downward momentum of Ethereum.
Yeah.
And so like we have the previous cycle right here. Here's the low. We would want to make sure that we see support in here, not drop below this. If we start dropping below this support line, like we can continually move down further, right? We got this next support. So what I'm a lot of times doing is if I'm adding to my position, I'm adding to my positions in here, adding to my positions in here. I've added to my position in here a little bit, but just cautiously, knowing that we can continue to go down further. And you can see right here, this is kind of the depth of liquidity where volume is trading over these different periods. And so just different things. I'm always looking at this though, just because I do a lot between ETH and Bitcoin. And so you can see that like this is ETH to Bitcoin ratio. It's been coming up gradually, but ETH is kind of petered out because of what's going on here. And if this green line crosses the blue line, we could see even a further downside for ETH.
Yeah, now, liquidity is cycling towards that downside because experienced traders and these big institutions are looking at the same thing. And they know that if they just stop buying at these levels, it'll drop further and they can buy at a more realistic level for them. So when they sell ETFs, they're making like tons of money.
Now, I will admit, I'm excited. If you guys like, so I don't know if this shows a line, like so I do liquidity pools. And so from like here up is my range. So right now it sucks because I'm kind of out of range. And so for me, waiting for this to drop, because I think a lot of my entries are like down at this level, that would be an opportunity for me to reset positions without having a large taxable gain and stuff like that. And so then what I would do is I would look at these ranges, and we've come a long way from the highs of ETH, which is kind of a bummer. But it's hard to say if we come back up. One of the things that I've started looking at doing though is one of the things that I like to look at is we'll go to CoinGecko real quick.
CoinGecko.
CoinGecko, yeah. Let's see. So
I like earning. Go ahead. Sorry.
No. Well, so instead of just holding ETH, like over on base, what I've been doing is holding wrap staked ETH. And the reason I like to do that is it's a tokenized version of wrap staked ETH with the interest born in the asset, right? And if we go look at it, we can compare it to the ETH price over time, and we can actually see its gradual price increase going up against ETH over time.
Because each wrapped ETH is also includes its staking rewards, so that's why it's
correct. And so one of the things that I've actually been doing is starting to build tiny liquidity pools with wrap staked ETH in it against Bitcoin, because if we believe that Bitcoin is going to continue to appreciate, then wrap staked ETH will continue to appreciate because it has the staking rewards inside of it. I'm now offsetting that potential loss of value if ETH continues to go down, because this asset, as you can see, continues to go up against normal ETH. So and here's the thing: if people are just holding ETH in their wallets, right, they're losing value per se from basically the inflation of ETH, because ETH has an inflation by staking of about 3 to 4%. And so if you're just having your ETH parked in your wallet, you're losing value from debasement based off that inflation at 3 or 4%. So holding something like wrap staked ETH or any version of staked ETH helps you offset that currency debasement in ETH terms. So and then we can look at Bitcoin real quick too while we're here.
Yeah, in times like this, sometimes I like holding a lot of USDC and just getting the yields from different platforms on them, because a lot of platforms will pay between 4 and 5% depending on how much you hold. So you could still be going up a few percent when things are going down, and then you wait for those entry points to represent themselves. And if you miss out, you miss out, but at least you pulled out of the market before you started losing, and you can re-enter once it enters like more of a bullish trend, and then you're gaining still. You might not be taking advantage of as much time in the market, but you're timing the market a little better.
Yeah, I'm kind of adverse, but there is some thought to that, especially if we're going to a stable coin economy anytime soon.
Exactly. And then if you're lending that stable coin, you're going to get like 6 to 7, maybe 8%. I mean, Morpho will give you like a lot. And some
I would be so anybody that's listening needs to understand that your APY is also associated with your rate of risk. So if there's a higher risk, there's a higher APY is because there's usually a higher risk with it, and you should understand that risk before you do anything.
Yeah.
In regards to Bitcoin, we can see the same issues right here. Right now, we're looking on the daily chart. And so we had a short signal. We crossed. Right now, we're pretty low. On the daily, we need to get back up here. What's more concerning that we need to watch out for is on the weekly chart for Bitcoin. And this is where we get into some major macro issues. We're still pretty safe on the macro, right? This is Bitcoin on the macro. And what we need to be cautious on is that we don't ever get down to this level. As you can see, Bitcoin has over time crossed. These are typically major buying areas when it crosses a 200-day moving average. But, if we start getting below the red, and the blue, then that could be potentially, that's when we start seeing that the market's selling off and going to bear. I mean, right now we're still in bullish territory that we're above the red. So a lot of people are thinking that this is just a temporary pullback, and that we're going to see probably our next wave before we actually see a market reset, which I think is going to happen in the beginning of January.
If that were to go back up and then back down again, which is what I sort of see, it would mimic the last cycle's pattern almost perfectly. Because if you look at it right now, it looks like just a larger version of the last time we had all-time highs. So it's just a taller version of that last section there where everything goes up and then it goes into that death cross and then it goes up again into the hundreds. So what you see is sort of like a double top looking snare. It's not like a true double top, but I mean, it kind of is. And now it's dipping again. So what I would expect to see if it is going down or up either way is a move to the upside. And that's the tricky part for people investing right now, is that there's going to be a move to the upside, even if we're going into that valley of death, as I call it. So you're going to have like one of these big bounces regardless. So it could trick a lot of people. And then,
there's a lot of people. There's a lot of people in the crypto space who are panicked and have sold out or thought the cycle is over and already exited. Then there's the other camp that says, well, we've exchanged. It used to be a 4-year liquidity cycle, and now it's a 5-year liquidity cycle. And so we've got to see the liquidity. And if once that we get that liquidity injection, we could see it bounce to the upside. What's interesting right now is apparently there's a lawsuit with Costco against some of the against the government in regards to some of these tariffs, and they're fighting against the government saying these tariffs were illegal, and the whole thing is Trump's agenda is to use this tariff to generate all this money. Well, if this lawsuit's won, the government may potentially owe back all this tariff money and revenue back to these corporations, which probably beneficial for the corporations, but it's kind of screws the taxpayer because somebody's going to have to come liable, or else they're going to have to print a hell of a lot of money to make up for a deficit.
And that print raises inflation. I mean, it goes into the markets, but like it's only helpful if you're in the market. And a lot of people that are living in poverty, they're nowhere near being in the markets. And even if they are, it's just with like passive stuff that they're doing or their 401k or like something like that. It's not like it's actually actively being pursued by them. Like they don't have goals in the market. They're not like looking at the future.
Times.
Yeah, it's a really weird time. It's actually more pivotal than the last time we were looking at this scenario because of the fact that more of the world and the economy is relying on this than ever. I mean, institutions are starting to suggest that people allocate up to 4% of their entire net worth into crypto at a time where it's like potentially going to do this.
That time when they should have been doing it 5 years ago.
Exactly. And now, so if people do that, we saw this with NFTs last time where people started getting into it and then the market went crazy down and now they don't trust it ever again. So like,
I mean, shoot, if you want a Bored Ape, now's the time to buy. I think they're only like 5 ETH.
I almost bought a mutant one recently, and I was like, "Don't do it! Like, you need to save your money." Because I have like a few things specifically I'm trying to pull off, but like, I was so close.
I was posting on Twitter yesterday that like, hey, if you're you know, I mean, where is why did I not post that? So, right here. You know, this is for you IP companies like Disney and stuff like that. You know, like come on, 5.6 ETH, like it's like 16 grand, 17 grand for a Bored Ape right now. That compared up to like 300,000 a couple of years ago, that's super cheap. And you own the IP for commercial use rights. Why would you not?
All of you ape holders need to band together and just start buying them up.
Yeah.
Locking them up
Unfortunately,
somehow.
I've already been buying too many NFTs with my ETH. Oh, I need to recoup each.
Thank you, by the way. You've bought a few of mine. You both have. I really appreciate it.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Well, it's well, Rankin always talks about it too. We like supporting our friends and stuff, but real artists making real things is always really epic. You know.
I appreciate that.
And you're rocking and rolling.
I actually have a giant art piece behind me on the floor. Hang on.
Yeah.
It's like another way, it's big black and white ones.
Yeah, something
Let's
you're making.
It's pretty huge. So
is it a work in progress or is it done?
Correctly.
Oh, dang.
Nice.
So it's similar to the other one behind you.
Yeah, it's gigantic. I'm trying to get a bunch of them to do a big exhibition.
Is that on canvas?
Yep, it's a big rolled canvas, so I have to roll it on like one of these tubes to
Big
ship
tubes.
it.
Nice. That's pretty cool.
But the advantage of not framing it like that is if somebody buys it, I can ship it for inexpensive. If it's framed, it's like thousands of dollars to ship something like that.
Yeah.
'Cause it takes
So
up a lot of space.
it's a cloth canvas.
Yeah, so is this one.
Okay.
So like, I don't even
And
kind of
what's
how
the
much-
medium?
clothiness on it.
If you went to like a framer to put that onto a frame, what's the cost to frame something like that?
Depending on what materials they were using and like what their plan was, it'd probably be between like 1,000 and 2,000.
Yeah.
So it's
Frame
not
it.
insane if you're spending money on art and you're used to like dealing with artwork, but for like the average person that's trying to put something in their house, it's still really expensive, especially if they already paid several thousand for the piece up front in the first place.
What's the
but
medium?
at the same time, like you said, if you framed it in advance, it would cost thousands just to ship it. And so
that was my logic. It's like either way I slice it, like
makes more sense to do it that way.
Framing.
And then they could pick their frame and match their whatever.
Yeah,
what were you saying, Rankin?
What's the medium that you're making it out of?
Those are all black acrylic paint.
Black acrylic paint.
Yeah,
Okay.
so like a combination of paintbrush and paint marker, all acrylic. So those take like 60 hours. It takes a lot of time, and my body hurts afterwards. It's crazy.
Because are you doing it on the floor or do you put it on the wall?
I've mainly on the floor and then this big table that I have. So there's a lot of like laying on top of it and trying to like. I mean, it would probably look funny. I should try to film the whole process, but it takes so long. It's hard to do that.
Yeah, like some kind of time lapse thing that like.
Yeah, I need a GoPro or something that I could set up in the
People
corner.
have one of my buddies had a time lapse, like a digital camera that he put on a tripod and would put in the corner of the room that had like a time lapse mode. And then he would put it there and then like let a whole day pass. And then it would like have the whole day's worth of activity and stuff in like 30 seconds or in a minute. It's pretty cool.
Totally.
Maybe you could like
insane.
well, it would be kind of crazy because you could put it in the corner when you're working on it and just turn it on and then pause it. And then the next day when you come, just turn it on and pause it. So even if you just do an hour or two at a time, it would all come together maybe. I don't know.
No, that's
if it's on like a tripod not moving from like one spot, it might be cool. I don't know.
Yeah, I'll do that. I'll do something like that soon. It's funny, if I actually time-lapsed my whole day, there would be like 4 hours of me like on the phone talking to people. I talk on the phone to everybody a lot. It's really weird.
That's cool.
I'm like a teenage girl.
Networking. Still networking.
I
Just depends
guess
on who you talk to.
Yeah, I talk to my producer a lot, and we just like BS about everything. Like, it's like
he doesn't get on the phone and be like, "Hey, you should be producing."
He'll just hit me up like, "What's up, bro? We got work to do." I'm like, "What is it?" He's like, "Well, I made these songs," and then he'll start sending me like music and stuff. It's like, it's just like a daily collaboration. It's really cool.
I used to sit randomly on FaceTime with my cousin. I just like have it sitting on the corner of my table, and then
Yeah.
we'd both be working and like not even talking to each other for half hour, 45 minutes. And all of a sudden it's like, hey dude, have you seen this thing? I'm like, wait, are you talking to me? Like,
Yeah.
like we're both just doing stuff. But now I'm on back-to-back phone calls and meetings and running around so much that it doesn't work. But
I do that with my girlfriend.
yeah.
I'll just have her on my headphones sometimes. I'm embarrassed to even admit that. I'll just like be talking all day, and then we'll just go quiet for like a while, and then like it'll start up again. It's pretty funny actually.
It's kind of like being in the same place, right? Like
Yeah.
you could both be working on different things, but like you're there. That's cool.
Yeah, a lot of artists do that too. Like you're a musician and an artist yourself. Like we're all very quirky. Like we all like to do like weird stuff like that. It's funny. It's like we don't like being alone or something.
Definitely. No, 1000%. It's such a funny thing. I don't know what it is. Like, do you guys ever, like if you're traveling or randomly, like would you go and like sit at a restaurant and just like eat a meal by yourself?
Yeah, but I'd probably be like looking around for people to talk to or something.
Yeah, as like an adult, I had to like force myself to do that because like what I would do is if I was alone, I'd just like hit a drive-through and eat it in my car by myself. I wouldn't just go sit inside. And it's such a weird thing. It's like it's like antisocial, but it's not antisocial. It's because like I just don't do anything alone almost. Like it was like a weird thing. Like, and I'd travel and I'd be like, I'm going to sit at the restaurant and actually just eat instead of like ordering something to go and go hide somewhere to eat it. Like it's so weird.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is.
I do that too, actually.
That you do? You walk places.
Well, that's an awesome thing.
You're kind of forced to sit there and eat there.
Yeah. No,
that's one of the reasons I'm moving, so I can like walk around.
Yeah. So you told me that before we went live. So you're gonna move.
Yeah, I'm gonna move to Charlotte, North Carolina.
That's awesome.
And, yeah, I've got just enough money to pull it off for like a year.
Done from isolation?
Yeah, it's not good for me, man. Like it's I don't know what it is here. It's so peaceful, but I'm 38
you need a little
old.
Chaos.
Yeah, I'm 38, not 68. So it's like the peace is great, but it's like I have stuff to do. Like I could sense it inside myself. Like you ever like feel it in your soul? You're like, I need to do this. I need to do that. Like
I don't think people are meant to be alone. I don't think people are necessarily meant to be alone. Even though a lot of people say they like to be alone and they want alone time, we're people.
Yeah, we need connection. We need
we need
community.
Yeah.
But like but
unless you're just a total animal lover and hate people.
Yeah. That happens though. Sometimes we get in that mode.
No, it's important. So that's cool. You're gonna move to Charlotte. Is it gonna be in the new year or are you doing it now?
I think I'm just gonna do it sooner than later. I'm just gonna go for it soon.
Heck yeah.
In the next few weeks. I'm just gonna I have everything figured out. I've picked out a place. I'm gonna go take a tour there this week at some point. I have family in that town, and I have friends. I have a girlfriend in that town. Not why I'm going. Everybody, kind of.
Why not?
Partially.
It can be the reason.
Yeah, I know. I'm just kidding. It is a big part of that reason.
That's great.
Things are like working out quick. It seems like a few weeks ago I was all depressed about that kind of stuff, and now things are moving. So, but that's the thing. It supports all my other goals. So no matter what happens, I'll be in a town that values art and creativity, and it's like a nice, like chill, clean place to walk around. Charlotte's a really nice city, actually. People it's got sort of a bad reputation right now at times, but it's not bad. I mean, when you go there, it's a nice place. Like
I don't think I've ever heard of it having a bad reputation, but I don't know a ton about it.
There was a couple news stories about people getting killed that were like national news and stuff. And people blame it on the city and the leadership. And I was thinking, like, it's just a big city. I mean, that's what happens in a lot of big cities. I mean, it's not uncommon. Yeah. So
That's not unique to Charlotte, unfortunately.
Yeah, it got politicized, and everything gets
Of course.
politicized now when it's like typically a common scenario everywhere. So like,
Well, social media, right? Like you often wonder what happened before we had social media.
yeah, they just like lived their life. I remember during COVID, I would like turn on one news channel and they'd be like, everything's fine. And then I would turn on the other one. They'd be like, everything's locked down. You can't go anywhere. And then I would go to like New York and Miami and Austin, and I would walk around and I would just do what I wanted. And I was like, they're totally lying. Like, I'm walking around right now. They're saying I can't, and I'm doing it. So that was eye-opening for sure. Another reason to get out in the world for sure. If people are isolated, you'll see what it's really like.
Exactly.
There's a few podcasts like where they do that, where they go out and they travel, and you actually see different parts of the country, and you're just like, wow.
Yeah.
Interesting.
All those, I like the food shows too. Like when they go to different neighborhoods and stuff, that makes me really want to go to places.
Same. I used to love Anthony Bourdain, No Reservations. Yeah, that show was amazing.
Best.
Yeah, I feel connected to that dude still. Like, he was something else.
He was. That was amazing. Now, the show we've watched the most in that genre is Somebody Feed Phil. Have you ever watched that?
No.
Maybe. It sounds familiar.
Dude, you gotta see it. There's a dude named Phil Rosenthal. He's the creator of he's like a sitcom producer, writer guy, and he wrote like Everybody Loves Raymond and shows like that.
Okay.
But everybody loves this dude, and when you watch a show, you'll understand why. And he literally just goes from city to city and eats the food. And it's like his brother is like the cameraman producer guy on the show. And so like every once in a while, he'll just bring his brother to eat something too. Like, and his brother is always like dressed funky and his hair's messed up because he's not meant to be in front of the camera. Like, and it's just really goofy. And the dude's like smiley and happy all the time, but it's literally just him going like, oh my God, this is the greatest food I've ever ate in my life. 99.9% of the time. Right. Like, but the dude is so stoked all the time and so happy. Like, I'll watch it with my kids. It's freaking awesome. You guys should watch it. It's epic. And he's always like, there's always some good in it. In previous seasons, in the early seasons, he ends every episode with doing a call from where he is with his parents, and his dad tells a joke. And then then, because it's been many, many seasons, his parents have passed away. So now he gets like famous comedians and people to live on the legacy. But again, it's like super positive, super happy, super family, love, and it's all good. Like, it's such a cool show. It's not like Anthony Bourdain where it's nitty and gritty and stuff like that.
Kind of depressing at times.
Yeah, but like in a cool way. It's just all super positive and fun.
I've been leaning into that super positive lane way more recently. For a while, I loved like artsy and nitty and gritty and kind of like noir, like this sort of like dark, like black and white vibe. And it's like now I don't know. It's like maybe it's like there's a lack of happiness or a lack of like good energy out there. But I've been seeking it out a lot more. I mean, it's something I never used to seek out at all.
Yeah. Well, I always joke that like my favorite songs are always like the most depressing songs and things like that. But I will say, like, I shared something today, actually. There's a new album by a dude named Beans on Toast that came out yesterday. Beans on Toast is this super positive English folk singer. He's like super hippie and goofy. And I love it. And it's so cheesy. Like, it's so cheesy, but it's so good. Like, on that same like level where I love all the dark stuff, I like all the depressing stuff, and it like somehow makes you happy, right, to listen to depressing songs or whatever. But this dude, it's like 90% super positive, goofy shit. It's like,
I like that.
It's awesome.
Well, that's what I like. You have to be positive. Like, here's the thing. Like, it's hard to be angry and put a smile on and try laughing, right?
Yeah.
There's just things that happen chemically in the body. So if you can like it's almost like faking it till you make it, right? If you can put a smile on and laugh and get yourself to do that, like, it actually can change your attitude.
Like going on a walk, like, because we talked about walking, going on a walk and forcing a smile, right, is literally like will chemically change. Yeah. It will. It releases
genuine. It has to be
chemicals in your
genuine,
body.
bro.
It's like a thing.
It works.
But I mean, it's yeah. I don't know. I'm actually so happy that we like have like AI and like music, like because like now I can like write the kind of music that I want to hear that's positive, upbeat, that's like uplifting and like kind of like that self-talk, right? Like, I need a song that's like this right now. Like, okay, cool. Let me listen to this type of music.
Yeah, I love that.
What's really rad about it.
Yeah, I've felt that way before. Like I'm flipping through music and playlists. I'm like, man, everything is bringing me down. Like, what is happening here? I used to listen to like Elliott Smith all the time. Like, there's
that can get depressing.
Yeah, I mean, the guy drank himself to death because he was depressed. I mean, that's kind of his story. And like, you can hear it in the music, and it dawns on you, like, if you're listening to like that song, like Needle in the Hay or something like that, like, it's awesome at first, and then halfway through it, you're like, this is very heavy. Like,
I have one of my favorite like acoustic guitar singer people is a dude named Tony Sly. He also passed away from drugs and alcohol.
Write him down too.
He was the singer for a punk band called No Use for a Name, and he just started playing acoustic songs for the songs that like didn't make sense for the punk band. Yeah, and it's so freaking good, but it is super depressing like music. I used to listen to it a lot when I would commute a lot, and it was like it's so good, but like every once in a while I play like a song on my own guitar, or I like listen to it and I'm like, man, this is really depressing. Like if you separate yourself from it for a moment, like you're like, wow.
Well, that should do. That should help you set aside and go like, I'm glad my life is better than this right now.
That's true.
Yeah, but it's like, it's funny because like the sad songs are kind of relatable, to feelings you have, and it makes you also feel better. You're like, in a way, it's like, hey, everyone has these feelings. And if you look at it from the mindset of like everyone goes through this kind of stuff, it makes people feel probably less alone, right? Like, okay, most people go through this, most people make it through, and we're all in this together kind of thing. Can be a good message, but it's also, I think it just depends on your mindset when you listen to this stuff, right?
For sure.
Like, and maybe we're just all getting older and liking the cheesier, happy, uplifting stuff or something. But I like it.
We're in a phase.
I'm totally stoked on it.
Whether people want to acknowledge it or not, everybody faces inflation and currency debasement. Problem.
We're all in this together.
We're all in this together, right? Exactly.
That's amazing that you just went there. I've actually gotten that feedback on my music a lot too, that it's like sad and depressing. Like I've got these 2 albums that are like so heavy, and like people like them, but they go like, oh, that's pretty heavy stuff.
Well, that's why you flip, and you also throw some spiritual music in there.
Yeah, it's good. It's good to mix that up a little bit for sure. But yeah, it's all about the currency debasement and inflation. That's always what I'm saying about.
Except for nobody figured, like, I'm still getting all these people like they don't relate to my music, and I'm like, actually, you do. You just don't realize it.
Yeah, you don't know.
You guys don't get it. You just don't get it.
You don't get it yet. You just don't get it yet. It's okay.
Yeah,
I've always been ahead of my time.
It's like being a kid and not wanting onions on your food. One day you'll get it.
Get old and they're awesome.
Onions are great.
Onion rings, even. I want rings made out of
grilled onions.
Grilled onion.
No, onions are the best.
Pickled onion. I used to not eat anything that was green when I was a kid. I would tell my parents, like, there's green things in it. I'm not eating it. And they would get so angry.
Fried onions are not green.
They're
brown.
Green onions are green. It's in the name. Sorry.
You guys are making me hungry.
Oh, I'm so goofy.
Oh, so I'm excited because I have all these GoPros and video cameras,
Send me one. I'm just kidding. We were just talking about I need one.
Well, no. The whole goal was eventually that I'd actually use them and go out and shoot. And so, I also for Black Friday I bought myself some wireless DJI mic. So hopefully they're the right. They should work.
Oh, so you're gonna have a mic that will connect to your Bluetooth that you can wear or hand to people. You can do the thing that
correct.
Like what the influencers do with the thing.
Well, no,
That mini
that's like
thing?
that's like the DGA Mic 2. I got the version 1, but it's a 2-pack, so I could do like a podcast and go interview somebody and talk to them, and they could wear one and I can wear one and have a conversation. So
We could do
I'm
it
hoping this
live.
happens at some point. I got it on a good sale.
Yeah.
So we're gonna try it out.
Come
Nice.
visit me and we'll do it in the
I
streets
have
of
the
Charlotte.
cameras.
On the streets, man on the streets.
Yeah, you're a little far.
Charlotte's a long drive.
I would like to have
Yeah.
I would like to have more conversations with people in regards to like Bitcoin and crypto and Ethereum and see what they think
Yeah.
at some point.
When you go to an
Other than
event,
the people.
like you go to these events sometimes to look at like, I don't know, I saw some posts you made about how you're out here looking for the next unicorn company and like all that stuff. Like those kind of events, that'd be amazing for that. You could interview like founders, people that work on the project. People are just there to see stuff. That'd be a really cool segment.
Yeah.
A really cool thing to post.
Or you just walking down the street in
Just ask.
In Sacramento, and you're walking up to random people, be like, "Can I tell you about liquidity pools?" And just get their
man.
reactions.
People would be so angry at you. You could just be like, "What's one Bitcoin worth?" And they can go into their whole thing, and you be like, "Nope, it's worth one Bitcoin." And you can just like you just get them every
No,
time.
I want to hear hot liquidity pool takes.
Oh man.
I was funny. I was in a comic book store this weekend and overheard a conversation because it sounds like somebody had some money and he came in and was like being generous with, buying up a whole bunch of comics or whatever. And I overheard the conversation and somebody's all, did he win? Like, did he like make a whole bunch of money in crypto?
Oh, that's funny. It's
No,
the new lottery.
No, they're like, no, he got a lawsuit settlement on a car accident.
Oh damn.
I was like, that's
who
kind of
needs
funny. That
who needs a
like,
new car when you can just spend all the money on comic books?
Damn. Our industry
I
has
was
become
like-
a windfall industry.
I was impressed that somebody asked the question, did he just make much money on crypto? And I was like, man, I should.
Nathan and I heard that and we're like, oh man, we got a ways to go in this industry.
Yeah, that was.
And you heard that and you're like, yes, we've made it. See, it's the mindset.
Yeah.
See,
'Cause to
we
me,
need
it's
more
like-
of that Rankin mindset.
The store was closing. Otherwise, I probably would have had a conversation with the individual about this crypto. Like, so are you in crypto?
Man. I always start those conversations out at places. It goes one of two ways. Either you end up in like a really interesting conversation with somebody that's like kind of a deep conversation about like the future of like the world and like where is money at and like where it's going and like value is like a topic. And then other people look at you like you're totally stupid or crazy. And they're like, I wouldn't get into that. Like that's a scam or it's too expensive or like all the things that people say when they're going to be stuck forever, basically.
I love the people that look at me and go crypto. They're like, there's no intrinsic value. Like, what? I can't do anything.
Oh man.
And then I'm like, well, wait a second. There's a thing called DeFi.
I have a thing I tell them.
And then 3 hours later, we've had a discussion on DeFi.
I always tell those people that to the computer, it's more real than you are. And computers are in control.
So my wife probably didn't like
It gets people.
My wife probably didn't like this. During Thanksgiving, I was walking down the street and ran into one of my neighbors, and he also likes to talk about stocks and options and crypto. So he's like, yeah, you wouldn't come by and talk crypto sometime? He's all, yeah, let me know. He's all, I can always talk more stocks, and he's all, or crypto. And so I'm like, well, I'm not doing anything for the next 2 hours while food cooks. So I educated him on DeFi liquidity pools.
Oh man. Me and you have had a deep conversation on that. We had like a deep like conversation on like life and then like liquidity pools.
Happy Thanksgiving.
Was that Michaela? Is that the name?
Yeah.
Happy Thanksgiving,
Yeah. So wait, really quickly before we keep going. So on Thanksgiving, you vanished for hours and hung out with the neighbor and talked about liquidity pools and crypto while your wife cooked and prepared?
Maybe, yeah.
Oh no, that face he's going like, yeah, I know I messed up.
Yeah, I probably shouldn't admit that, but yeah, I mean, yeah.
Hey.
Did she tell you how much you messed up doing that, or was it like you're assuming it was
She's just
bad
annoyed?
thing?
Do your kids participate in the cooking and prepping and things like that?
I have a small kitchen, bro.
Yeah,
It's too tight. I'm just gonna crowd up the room and get in the way.
Too much crypto, not enough
excuse.
kitchen.
Too much crypto, not enough kitchen.
You got it.
I double check. I'm a social person. My family's
I remember one of the episodes of Blockchain Booze I did with David Bleznak, and for whatever reason, he was in the kitchen. Like, I remember there was something going on, and I don't remember, but he set his laptop up in the kitchen, and he was just standing doing the show, not like doing things in the kitchen, but the kitchen was the background, and it got me on a whole thing. And I started telling him he needs a new tagline that's like, now you're cooking with crypto. And I was like trying to get him to like, lean into it, but he was being too serious. But
people get way too serious about crypto. It's not, I don't know if it was ever, it was meant to be serious in a peer-to-peer sense, but like a lot of the stuff that made ETH popular, for instance, and like just everything other than Bitcoin itself, it was not serious at all. It was all fun.
We said that the other day. We need to make crypto weird again.
Absolutely. I actually agree with that. I think it's about finding a way to take it back from the mainstream, which is like going to happen if it drops like crazy. We'll have an opportunity to do that because people will abandon it for a while. They'll be scared.
It feels like it's institutionalized.
Well, I think like everything else, you can be a part of the mainstream, or you can be a part of whatever niche market group, whatever you want to be. And there's always going to be the people who are gaming, the people who are doing NFTs, the people who are making art, the people who are making music, the people that just are doing it for the right reasons. And then there's always going to be the people doing it for the wrong reasons, or for economic reasons, or for other reasons, right? Like, just going to be like everything else, right? Like, you take any economy and there's dudes making money running a comic book shop, and there's dudes making money selling guns. I don't know, right? Like total opposite ends of some kind of equation, right? But like the beauty of it is it should be the most free market, in that we can pick and choose where and how we want to participate.
Yeah. That's why I've got this foundation I'm developing, and instead of like making money, the idea is to just create like mental health centers, but like fun ones, like for art and music, basically. Because I feel like a lot of stuff is bullshit these days. It seems like everything is like, I don't know, if you're looking for something to support or something to get into, it's like the future is pretty well planned out, it seems like, at this point. It's all based on like AI and quantum and crypto, and we know all that stuff. Like a lot of people were so early to that stuff that they're going to always be looking for a new thing. And I think that human health and mental health is going to be the new thing, because the more technology kind of clamps down on people, and the more the monetary system clamps down on people, they're not going to have any relief. Like, everybody's going to have this option to kind of like play along and pretend to be happy, or like be real about it and say like, I'm struggling, or I'm depressed, I don't see where the future's headed, and they're going to need a place to go and stuff to do.
Well, we talked about
getting off the defense and starting community, I think.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, starting community building,
true.
But we've talked about in the past, like, do robots and AI help us work a shit ton more hours and just connect us more, and make us online more, and make us struggle more and focus on that more? Or does it give us a bunch of extra time? And if it gives us a bunch of extra time, and it brings us all the most utopian versions of what AI and robots and things could do, we're all going to be sitting around with a ton of extra time, not knowing what to do with our time, because for our last lifetime and for a while before that, all we did was work, right?
That won't happen. We will do more.
Find new ways to create more work for ourselves.
Yeah.
I think that the one,
I want it to feed us and take care of us and give us time to make art, hang out at the beach.
I do too. That's what I want.
The only way it will do that is if the wages or the benefits of working literally fall so low that there's no point of doing it, right?
Well, I think that human work is the proof of work mechanism behind dollars and money, like human effort and energy. Like they talk about energy currency. We already have energy currency, and it is called fiat. Like you have to work for the money. You have to prove through your work that you're valuable. And if you're providing enough value to the system rewards you.
Fiat
So there's not a lot of work behind it anymore. People below that line of poverty that have to get a universal basic income, that's going to be the side that loses itself, I think.
Fiat steals time from people. And the reason is because you're trading your time for fiat that continually loses value because it's.
But your time still backs the money with value.
Doesn't. But the thing is that value is continually losing. So what happens is you're actually taking your time that's precious and putting it into an inferior asset. It's continuing to lose time that has to be replaced because it holds and stores no value. Right. This is why people hold assets as to preserve time. Because in order to preserve time, you want to hold assets that go up. So that way you have the benefit of that store of time. If you're holding into fiat.
I'm going to quote some of that hippie bullshit I mentioned earlier. Look up, to quote Beans on Toast, you can work we can work a little harder and accept a little less. Or expect a little less.
This is why, this is like the idea behind Bitcoin, right? If I'm buying Bitcoin, I'm storing my time. Storing my time in an appreciating asset that at some point I will have stored up enough time that I can live off of what I've accumulated and preserved. Versus in the current fiat system, you literally can't do that because if I save money at 3% right now to 3% inflation, if I put a whole bunch of money away, if I put 100,000 away at 3% over 24 years, that's going to have the purchasing power of only $50,000. So you've literally lost purchasing power, which is your time, your preservation of time.
Yeah.
Like trading for fiat is just wasting our time.
But it's a paradox because any value that you put into an asset is used to back fiat, and anything that you do to back fiat is created by effort.
There's nothing that backs fiat other than a government promise.
That's
shallow.
That's a backing of some kind.
There's nothing backing it.
I know in concept.
Look at the U.S. debt that we have.
The merits of the value, but the value is inherent in the sense that the world values it.
There's no value in fiat.
School of Economics. If people value it, then it's
valuable. Other than the fact that we've agreed to
borrow, no intrinsic value.
There's no intrinsic value. The government is literally in debt. You owe over $100,000 in debt just by government debt that's on your head right now.
Yeah, but it's still the best. It's one of the better situations to be born into.
Of all the crappy situations, yes.
I'd still rather be born here than
this is my
most places
of the world.
Paradox.
There's no way of escaping.
There is. It's called Bitcoin.
Box. Well, no, because even crypto is inflationary until it reaches max supply. So it's all.
Yes, but it's a lower inflation rate and it's controlled.
It is much lower, but
rate.
For Ethereum's issuance rate versus its burn rate to achieve the right balance, people would actually have to do a lot of transactions on a layer one, for instance. So
if they decide not to change it, if somebody gets enough of a DAO vote now or controls the programmers, they can change it. So they can change Bitcoin, and this is the biggest risk.
I'm just saying I can see it both ways. I'm always more bullish on it, and I'm more like in your camp, David, of school of thought. But I'm still able to see the rest of the world's point, and I'm still able to understand the downside as well, and why the value argument is interesting for that exact reason. Like, what is the value of a dollar versus the value of a digital dollar or some form of digital asset or even gold or silver or something?
I'm going to say it. The value of a dollar is based off of the indebted servitude of the American people paying taxes. That's its only value.
That's true, but you can't.
Until people wake up.
You can't make 0% of zero, or you can't 0% of zero is zero. So if you're not holding anything, so first of all, to hold any asset, you hold
assets. Wealthy people hold assets.
The price of entry. Your soul is kind of the price of entry in your proof in your concept. So we all have to kind of pass this through this death valley of value somehow. All right, how do I reconcile my time and my life force and what they're paying me for it. And at some point you have to pay the price in some currency.
It's pretty
That's
funny
all I'm saying. There's
how
no easy way
Rankin
out.
has the most aggressively depressing view of the dollar, but in every other thing we were talking about until now, it's all positive, it's all smiles, and it's all good.
And we're still measuring everything in dollars, so it obviously has enough intrinsic value to where the thing that people argue has no intrinsic value is still valued in it.
Like, that's only because they haven't installed the right app on their browser. There's an app that lets you see everything in terms of sats and Bitcoin.
It's pretty awesome.
It is a very awesome app.
And like Nathan said earlier, 1 Bitcoin is worth 1 Bitcoin.
That's what I'm getting at. Like, and there's no way to escape this paradox. I literally call it the Schrodinger's box of finance, because like from the inside of the box, you can't see the outside. And from the outside, you can't see the inside. And depending on where you're at, it's always going to look a certain way unless you're able to kind of get outside of that picture. And that's what I think is that a lot of the people that are going to have that experience where AI makes their life like sort of like this heaven on earth, I think that they've already escaped the box and they're already looking down at it and be like, oh, there's the box, and there's the outside of the box, and there's like a price to pay for that, and it's usually time. So,
and the holy grail is living a life without a box. Sorry.
I could turn into a very dirty joke, and I could argue that.
Oh man, don't go there.
That makes life not worth living. I don't know why I had to do that.
I'm with you on that.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's
so
why we work so hard.
Opportunitycost.app.
What was
Opportunitycost.app.
Opportunitycost.app is the thing that you can install, and we're not affiliated with this, but is the app that you can install on your browser that will show you everything priced in Bitcoin and sats.
Oh, so this is how you convince
great
yourself
to look
that
at.
matters.
If you go to like Zillow, it's really cool to see housing prices in terms of Bitcoin.
Oh, that's cool.
That is really cool.
I would rather buy stuff with fiat than trade in my Bitcoin though every day.
Oh yeah, no, absolutely. Always sell.
It does have a value.
But it's important to understand the trade-offs, because you could use that fiat to buy more Bitcoin too. So then you start thinking on the dip. When I dip, you dip, we dip. That's a good song. Everyone should go watch the music video for that. It's super dated and really awesome.
Well, so the
right,
biggest
guys.
thing to realize is that most good assets roll into inferior assets. Hard money goes into
hold assets.
Hold assets.
All right, guys. I have to get moving to get to another meeting.
I just had somebody trying to call me for a meeting. I'm trying to.
Nice.
I'm like, oh, hang on.
All right, cool. So thank you everyone for joining us. Join us, dgb.vc. Follow us all everywhere. You see our names below. Nathan, before we go, any last things you want to tell anybody about or plug anything specific?
I would tell people to value life more, value their self-identity less, connect with family often. Force the smile if you have to, but don't deny your true feelings. And also, buy my NFTs if you want to support my move to Charlotte.
Yeah.
And then
that was a great ending. Heck yeah. Rankin, anything to add?
No.
That was pretty good.
Burn all the fiat. That's what he was going to say. Burn your money. Yeah. Set it on fire.